So when I first joined the school band, I was the only tuba player in my class for the first 3 years or so. I enjoyed music, but I can't say I was particularly passionate about playing tuba. It was just kind of another thing to do. I didn't have anybody or anything really driving me to do outside of what we were doing during the regular school day. But when I moved to high school, I was suddenly in a section of about 12 other tuba players, and I felt the pressure to reach a higher level of achievement. And I was very lucky to make a friend who was a few grades ahead of me. He was a great mentor, and he's still one of my best friends to this day. And I think that the opportunity to learn about music with him and explore the skill sets that were specific to my instrument were sort of invaluable to my early musical development and learning what it means to be a musician. Just having somebody to bounce ideas off of was really important. So when I was a student at USC, I was fortunate enough to be selected for the Disney Collegiate Band, which honestly I didn't really know that much about prior to auditioning. But turns out the job was quite different than anything I was already doing as a classical tuba major, and it really opened up my eyes to what it means to be a working musician and the skills that are required to do so. I learned about musical styles and forms that were previously unfamiliar to me, at least as a performer, again, as a classical tuba performer. And they brought in clinicians every week from real professional working musicians that I was able to receive mentorship from and learn about, again, what it means to be a professional musician and being flexible and being able to do this and that on the drop of a hat. And that experience of getting out of my comfort zone sort of just really helped to refocus my career path and my expectations for my career path as well. And it helped ultimately lead me to where I am today. So I moved to Nashville, and I was fortunate enough to establish a career footprint relatively quickly, but the side effect of doing that was that I sort of found myself feeling like the new guy for a long time. I just felt like I was living on my toes, just trying to keep up with everybody else who I felt like was just more talented, more experienced, more prepared, just kind of everything. But ultimately, just like when I was a student, the thing that made the difference was finding a trusted collaborator and confidant and somebody I could turn to. And that was the key for breaking out of the feeling like I just needed to keep up. Having that sort of allowed me to focus on going back to the basics and being a great musician and making some great music. So ultimately, I feel like just having somebody that you can turn to for advice and for honesty is the thing that can make a huge difference in the ability to get kind of out of your head, and that works for me to get out of my head and just, again, focus on making the best music I can at the end of the day.